You are welcome to the Cornerstone on Shine TV Ghana. So, with the Cornerstone, we bring men who are doing well in life, men who are impacting lives with what they carry, what God has given to them, their God given gifts, and how they are using their God given gift to impact lives in our communities. So, we have a wonderful man here. He's doing amazing, he's doing so well in the country. He's Nuno Francis, also known as Nuno Insano. So, we'll be moving to him and we will be learning more from him, how he's using his hands, how he's doing well, trying to do a lot of things, painting and everything. So he's a visual artist, he's also a visual facilitator. So we'll be going to him. Mr. Nuno, please, you are also known as Nuno and Sam.
Sure.
How did the name come about?
Okay, before I start, let me use this opportunity to greet all my loved ones, especially my CEO, which is NJ Specialist School International. Um, so let me use this opportunity to greet him and also all my loved ones, the likes of Dr. Rika, Mr. Akita from Manel, and then the rest. You've asked actually a very wonderful question. The name is Nuno Ensano, but my actual name is Francis Nuno.
Okay.
I got the name Nuno Ensano as a result of a competition that I had opportunity to partake in. It got to a point in time when everybody was asked to mention one or two tools that he used in producing his artwork. When it got to my turn, they were expecting me as an artist. They were expecting me to mention artist brush, pencil, and other stuff. But I told them I didn't use none of those tools apart from my hand because in a way, the hand is also one of the powerful tools that we use in producing our artwork. So based on that, I titled the artwork Nuno Insano, and that's how the name Nuno Insano came about.
Wow. So before we go into your hand, how you use your hand to do wonderful works, we want to come to the early stage of your life. Where did you grow? Where were you raised as you were?
Thank you. I was born and raised in Tema Newtown, which is a fishing community. So that's where I had my basic education and then DHS as well. So right from that, I started education at Perseverance School Complex and then move on to Ejiri Preparatory School where I had my basic education. So from there, we went to, or possibly I went to Ajite Ansan Senior High, Ajite Ansan Junior High School. And then I got to JHS2 and something wonderful happened that I need to move on to different school, which is my Anglican, where I completed my junior high school.
Okay. So moving to your maybe let's come to your junior high level and your senior high level. Which people actually influenced you when it comes to the things you are doing now?
Actually, I think during my days in the junior high school, by then we were having this kind of this cinema things like that movie shows and things. So I think one of the basic things that really influenced my career or the art journey has to do with the posters that are normally being displayed for a particular movie. Wow. What I normally do is right after school, I would just go and pick my sketchbooks and then move there and then start sketching. And by then too, we had a lot of great artists in Tema Newtown, the likes of Sowi, who is one of the powerful artists that by then I was looking up to because I didn't have the time or the chance to meet him in person, but I normally stay afar to observe some of his works that he normally does. So I think I can say he's one of the person that really influenced my art career, but I didn't get the opportunity to meet him one-on-one. As I said, I only have to stay afar and then enjoy whatever he's doing, and then from there I also pick it and then add one or two things to it. So the posters from the movie cinemas and then that of Sowi.
Those are these two people. Things that inspired you and influenced you. That's wonderful. So looking at this, you didn't tell us anything about your tertiary education. Did you actually move into any tertiary education?
Oh, sure. So I think right after Ajite Ansan, right after Anglican Junior High, I had the opportunity to enter into the senior high, which is first school, senior high at Committee 7, we competed successfully, and then that is where I developed much interest for the art. And then right from there, because of that interest for the art, especially when it comes to textile designing, I developed much interest for that. So right after fast school, I thought of finding myself in a textile school where I will be given much opportunity to express my creative ideas in the field of textiles. So I was introduced to this powerful school, which is Gratis Foundation Institute.
Okay.
And then I went there. So that's where I had much knowledge when it comes to textile designing. So I was into batik and tie and dye making, and trust me, I learned a whole lot. So right from Gratis, I had the opportunity to further into a tertiary, and then I moved on to Ghana National College of Art and Design, Ghanata, where I pursue art as a career. So from there, we also had the opportunity to go to African Institute of Media Studies, where I did photography and other stuff. But I realized I developed some kind of interest in teaching whilst in Ghanata, because I had much knowledge in the field of textile designing before going to Ghanata. When it comes to textile designing, most of my colleagues do come to me to share one or two ideas with them. So as a result of that, I developed passion for art as well. So right after I think Ghanata, I told myself that, when I was in secondary school, I didn't get the opportunity to do much practical work. It was more of theory and stuff. But we did practical, but not that deep. So after completing Ghanata, I realized that I've gotten a lot of knowledge that I think I need to pass it on. Yeah, because I don't want the next generation after me to struggle in the field of arts. I'm believing that the kind of struggle that I went through, they shouldn't go through that. So in a way, I was trusting God that the kind of work that I was producing way back in Ghanata, I am expecting them to be producing it whilst in senior high school before they even get there. Because I always ask myself, and I always tell myself that, imagine I knew all those kind of things whilst in Ghanata. If I knew all those kind of things what I was in senior high school, I think before I get to Ghanata, I would have been doing marvelously well. So that's what prompted me to dive into teaching. And then the first school that I went was Mayasina High Technical School. That's where I started with the teaching.
Okay, so you said something about your passion. The passion is very important in this field. But I want to know that we didn't even talk about your parents or anything, but were your parents actually backing up what you were actually having?
I can say in a way it was 70-30.
Okay.
70 in a way that my parents were in support, but they were looking at it that I will stand out and then I wouldn't be like those artists that they've seen, because in a way they've heard so many things about artists that they don't make it in life, artwork doesn't sell, so why am I going to spend all my time pursuing art and other stuff? But I was able to convince them to get that additional 30%, looking at what I was doing. So it got to a point in time, when I finished learning the tie and dye, right at home, the moment I produced my tie and dye, we did a twinkle of an eye. You read that customers just come and then pick all those artworks. So they saw some kind of potential in that field that I've chosen, and then they gave me all the maximum support that I needed.
Before we continue, what are you going to tell parents who are not actually supporting their children when it comes to?
I think what I can tell them is, each child was given to them by God, and then God in His own wisdom has a purpose for each child. So as a parent, I believe strongly that you are supposed to show love and then support whatever your child is into, because you are not the one who created that child. In a way, you can influence that child, but mostly we normally, or I personally, hear children saying, parents saying, I wanted to become, let's say, a police officer, or I wanted to become a doctor, but due to circumstances, maybe that person was not able to. And due to that, count what may that person wants his or a child to pursue or to toe that lane. forgetting that each and every child has its own unique potential. So in a way, I think the only advice I can give to parents is that they should give their child the necessary opportunity for them to express themselves in their own creative way, instead of maybe towing them towards a particular direction, which at the end of the day, they may probably not do it out of love, but they will do it in the name of Meyama Mami, or I'm doing it for my father, I'm doing it for my mom, which at the end of the day, because the passion is not there, not come out to be the best in whatever you're doing. So if parents really want their children to do well, then I think they need to give them all the maximum respect and then support.
So during your early days, during your early times, as you were learning, you were growing from what you're doing amazingly today, what were some of the challenges you were facing when it came to what you are doing now?
I think some of the challenges that I actually faced has to do with the necessary tools and materials that I will need in producing my artworks, because I realized that most of the things by then we have to buy them. So especially when it comes to tie and dye, for example, I have to be buying the dyes, and then I was not working by then too. So how am I going to raise money and buy? And then in African setting, sometimes when you complete education, in quote, parents want you to, in a way, try to find something I'm doing. So getting the materials in producing my works was one of the challenges. And then there were not a lot of people also in the community who were also doing the art stuff, with the exception of few people that I know. And then some people, for you to get close to them, to share the little knowledge they have with you, you have to go through an apprenticeship, meaning that you have to pay money and other stuff. So in a way, I think those are some of the few challenges, because I didn't get the opportunity to mingle with, or to get myself close to those top artists in my community to, learn from them. And then also getting the tools and materials was also a little bit challenging. So those are the few challenges that I
will come back to you. So you're watching the Cornerstone on Shine TV Ghana. We've been talking to Nuno Francis, also known as Nuno Insano. He's doing mighty and amazingly. As we came here, we are actually looking at very beautiful pictures here. So this is Naminipa Clement, and you're watching the Cornerstone. Moving to you, please. You have talked about your from your early stage, the obstacles, the challenges you were facing. But at this point in your life, are you facing any challenge when it comes to what you do?
In a way, I can say I'm still facing challenges, because as I said earlier on, I wouldn't want, or I wouldn't like to see the upcoming generation facing whatever I faced when I was in senior high school. So I'm actually doing everything possible to at least clear the path for them, or to make the path smooth for them. And in a way, you need to invest a lot into it, because here, like the case, you've taken it upon yourself that you want to help. So if you want to help, these kids are not working, they are still schooling. So if you really want to help, that means that you have to find the ways and means to provide them with materials, because most of the kids too are kids that, in quote, parents are not in support of the career that they are pursuing. And then most of them also do complain that when they invest money into the art career, getting it back is also another challenge. And something that you invest in, and at the end of the day, you are not getting the instant results. Sometimes investing in it becomes a problem. So as at now, the challenges or the major challenge that I'm facing is how to gather materials to, support the initiative or the idea that I have of raising young talented artists.
Yeah. So how is these challenges actually bringing you? How is it strengthening you in this?
In a way, I think it is yielding a positive result, because looking at the challenges that I was going through, I didn't end it over there. I still persevere, because I know everything before you start, probably you will face one or two challenges, but that is not one of the means to, stop you from achieving your goal. So the little that I have, I do share with the learners or with the kids. And God being so good, I met this wonderful man, Mr. Akita, wherever he is. May God bless him. He realized the potential, and then he's the one who introduced me to social media. So I quite remember he called me one day and told me that he will be very glad if I can be posting my work every day on Facebook, at least each and every day. But one funny stuff was I did it 1, 2, 3, and then I relaxed. So I think the fourth day or the fifth day, I was not having any work to post again. So I repeated the same work, not knowing the man was following. So he called me and told me that this work, I've posted this work already. So whatever he's sharing with me is going to help me. So if I'm going to take his advice by working and posting work every day, is going to help me. So I think I took that advice, and then from there, each and every blessed day, I keep on producing works, posting them on Facebook, not knowing there was this great man who is a pastor at United Methodist Church USA. Not knowing the man was also following my post every blessed day. So I keep sharing my post with him. And then I remember vividly one day I posted whether my kids are going to have exhibition. By then I was teaching at Ejiri. And then he came to my DM and then sent me a message that, wow, he needs to come down to Ghana and then have a look at the work that the children were doing. So in a way, out of the challenges, I was able to, in a way, draw somebody all the way from US to see the great and mighty things that we are doing. He didn't end it there. He also supported us, and in a way, and then with Famanel and then Dr. Rika and some few loved ones, and then we got the studio, which is Nunu Insanu Community Art Studio. Wow. So instead of moving from places to places, now the children rather gather at one place, and then
so bringing up different works, different artworks. How difficult or how easy is it for you?
In a way, I believe that art is not for, let me put it this way, art is not for lazy people. Wow. It's for people who are ready to sacrifice. It's for people who are ready to learn. It's for people who are ready to read. So sometimes I get discouraged when I hear people saying that those that are offering visual art in schools are students who are not good. Because, you know, looking at the works that we produce, it's just an empty canvas. And art, as we all know, is a visual communication tool. So in a way, if you are trying to pass a message out there, so if you don't read, how are you going to convert all those words into pictures to affect somebody's life? Wow. So in a way, I think it is easy when you invest more into reading, when you invest more into learning. And then in a way too, it is difficult when you try thinking that everybody is doing it so you can do it without doing proper research, without investing in your books. You end up copying people. So as a result of copying people, you are not producing the words directly from your soul. So in a way, you will find quite a number of challenges because you are not the one producing the work. In a way, you are actually trying to depict somebody's work. Wow. So those are some of the challenges.
So has anyone come to you and told you to stop what you are doing?
Oh, a lot. A lot. I quite remember when I took it upon myself to, offer myself as a voluntary art teacher to Manyasina High Technical School. Because where I was staying by then, I had quite a number of students around. And sometimes when I see their works, the teachers are actually doing their best. But I also felt that, I also have this knowledge that I can also still equally team up with the teachers and then share with the learners. So that's what made me to actually find myself in the school as a voluntary art teacher. And then I quite remember sometimes doing that and having the children around you. I quite remember there's one day that a grown-up person, let me use the word again, a grown-up person came to me and was like, no, why are you wasting your time on this case? You should have at least think of doing something, get settled, and other stuff. You know, even though what he's saying is right, but the way and manner she actually put the thing, if you are not strong and you don't have the passion for it, that will be the end of it. So, and then another way to, sometimes financially, I do support them financially, sometimes in terms of school fees and study fees and other other stuffs. And then I also do hear comments like, you don't have it, the little that you get, instead of investing in yourself, you are investing in these children and blah, blah, blah. But you see, as I said, if you have passion for what you are doing, you will not pay attention to all those kind of words. So in a way, I've had quite a number of people who have told me to, put stop to what I'm doing. And in a way, it's like I'm wasting my time and uh,
So I'll be coming to you. I'll be asking a very big question. I'll be asking. Let me give you an apple. The question is, how expensive is your artwork? So you are watching Shine TV Ghana, the Cornerstone. I didn't have any department. I want you to go on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, like, comment, go on Facebook, any platform, any social media platform, Shine TV Ghana. Do well to support what we are doing, and we know that we are impacting lives through this. And so, please, coming back to you, Mr. Nuno, coming back to you, how expensive is your art?
what a question. Actually, my work is very, very expensive. I use the word very, very expensive because of the brain behind my artwork. I produce works of art to touch human lives. I don't produce the work for the aesthetic purpose only, even though that's also important. But my works of art is meant to change the mindset of people. It's meant to change life. So as a result of that, the explanation alone or the interpretation alone that I give to people who buy my artwork goes a long way of they themselves even topping up the little that I even charge. So that makes my work, very, very expensive.
So if someone comes to you and wants some of your artworks, how is the person going to get any of your works?
Or the person can just reach me by contact or any of my Facebook channels or any of my Instagram pages. So Facebook, Instagram, and stuff. The person can reach me.
So we'll come back to that. So how are you able to cope with this? I know there is pressure in this work. I know there is stress. There are a lot of things going on. How do you cope with the pressure, family? Like, how do you cope with all these things?
The pressure there, it is there. But I believe that once you've set up your mind to do something, you rather turn up pressuring whatever you are doing than allowing that thing to pressure you. So in a way, being able to overcome all those pressures, because as I teach, and then I'm also in a way handling quite a number of children that are in the art club. Okay, so that's the Nuno Insano Community Art Studio students. So in a way, I'm teaching and I'm with those kids, and then personally myself too. But one thing that make me, or in a way helps me to overcome those pressures, is that I'm the type that when I give my learners work to do, while they are doing it and whilst going about supervising whatever they are doing, the little chance I get, I also start producing mine. So by the time they are done with their work, I am also done with mine. So in a way, it has taken off that pressure from teaching, and then the little pressure left has to do with the ones that I go to schools to do. But as I said earlier on, it's an investment. So we know it will pay off one day. So as young as we are, or as young as I am, I'm trying to make good use of my youthful stage by not giving myself that much pressure, but the little energy that I have need to.
Okay. So do you have any notable achievement? Do you have any achievement, or are you known for anything? Like what are you known for?
I think one of the notable achievements I can boast of is the establishment of the Nuno Insano Community Art Studio. Wow. Because in my community, Tema Newtown, I have not found anything like that.
Okay.
So having established that kind of studio whereby it is free, and those that come in there are not paying anything, and also in a way providing them with the necessary tools and materials. And when I talk of tools and materials, I'm not referring to any other materials, but the professional material that we use. So those materials are very, very expensive. And then giving them those kind of materials to work in a way and seeing the kind of art work that they are making out of it is one of the notable achievements, because those people that I'm helping in the art community studio, trust me, by the grace of God, we have 3 of them. Two are now in KNUST, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, pursuing art. And then there's one also in Takoradi Technical University. And then we have quite a number of them also in the senior high school. So when I see them, I think I feel happy and I feel blessed that at least I've been able to achieve something. And then based on that, the name Nunu Insano or Se Nunu keeps spreading. So I can confidently say that when you get to Tamanu town and you ask of Se Nunu, trust me, wherever you are, they will actually bring you.
So what do you want to be remembered for in your community?
Oh, I would like people to remember me for the young guy who actually gave out his life to affect the lives of others positively. That's one thing I would like them to remember me for. Because I could have also used the same energy to be doing things for myself. But irrespective of thinking for myself, I also make time for them. So I'm looking forward that in future, I should be remembered for that young, talented artist who gave himself out to affect the lives of others and positive. So by so doing, I know a lot of people to gather that courage and that confidence to also keep affecting others in a positive way.
So what advice would you give to the younger generations who are actually looking up to you, who are also into uh, this this field?
One thing I can confidently tell them is that they shouldn't look out for instant outcome, like instant glory or something. You know, sometimes a lot of people are out there who are really ready to support, but until you show them what you can do. And some of the things you need to avail yourself freely, just like I did when I went to Mayasina technical school. Imagine if I went there thinking of being paid that instant. Trust me, they were already having art facilitators over there, so I wouldn't be even given that opportunity. But because I went as a voluntary art teacher, I was given that opportunity. And as a result of that, a lot of schools in my community now decided to, have me in their schools. So it got to a point in time I have to even choose the school that I personally want to teach in. Unlike maybe some people who have to be chasing for school, but because I offered myself voluntarily, and then because people also saw what I can actually do, it got to a point I'm doing rather calling for, and in a way it helped me to share my little knowledge with most of the learners. So the little advice I can give to them is they should think of the future. They should have a clear picture than just looking at that instant glory that they will get. So they should avail themselves, share the knowledge they have with others, and then trust me, other people will also see, and then they will come to their aid.
So what do you think the younger generation are not doing? Because some of them are trying their best, but maybe there are certain things they are not putting in place for them to reach where you are. So some of them are also doing their best, but what are some of the things you think they should put in line to be able to reach where you are? What are some of your secrets or some of the things you were doing that empowered you to reach where you are?
I think the first thing that I would like them to do is, one, they should be able to discover themselves and then have a passion for whatever they are doing. Because until you discover yourself, you will be living in the shadows of others.
Wow.
So what I can confidently say that they need to put in place is for them to, in a way, discover themselves. And then when you discover yourself, just like me, I discovered myself as an artist, and it didn't end it over there. I went to apprenticeship, I went to people, and I learned from them. I didn't even end it there. I invested in art books. I read a lot, because wherever you want to get to in life, trust me, there are people who have already gotten there. So you are not the first person going to get there. There are people who have already gotten there. So instead of just in a way struggling or thinking of doing it all by yourself, get mentors, get people who are already in that field, humble yourself, and then learn from them. By so doing, the little that you have, when you top up with with what you've learned from your senior men, I think you are good to go.
So, finally, before I'll ask my final question, do you have any upcoming projects? Are you into anything that you want people to partner with you to support you or anything?
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward of having um, Case Art Festival, because as an artist and then as an art facilitator, I've realized that most of our case are talented, and then in a way, when we look at some of the um, exhibitions or some of the festivals being held out there, they are all actually looking up to, in quote, um, professional artists to display their works. So I'm looking forward at having a case art festival, a mega case art festival, where all the artwork that our learners have produced and being displayed in their schools, we can all come together and display all those artworks over there, instead of maybe probably looking at only the grown-ups. I'm also looking at having those kind of case art festival. We've started in a way, but we are now trying to mobilize one or two things to tone that link.
So, are you seeking for any partnership, any sponsorship, or anything?
Oh, sure. So I'm looking out for a lot of sponsorship and then partnership as well, because our children are familiar with most of the man-made materials. So the man-made materials like the acrylic paint, like the poster colors and other stuff, in a way they are quite expensive. And then I'm also looking at getting those kind of materials from loved ones, so that at least the little that we'll be able to share with the younger ones, they'll be able to produce those artworks to show to the public.
So, do you have any channel you want them to pass to be able to partner with you to support what you bring in on board?
Oh, I think they can do that through my social media handles. When you go to Facebook, it's Francis and Nuno Insano. Instagram is Nuno Insano, and then they can also reach me personally on my contact, which is 0543 40 1029. Again, 0543 40 1029. And then aside that, I also move from school to schools, as I said, to share the little knowledge I have with them. By so doing, when it gets to the time and I'm calling them, I think they can all come in their numbers. And then whatever you sow into that project, you will never regret, because the children are going to produce the work out of their hearts.
Yeah.
And then whatever you invest in it, don't forget, look at the number of children that you've actually touched their life. If all these children are saying God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, just imagine the kind of blessing that you have.
So, you are watching Shine TV Ghana, and we've been talking to Mr. Nuno Francis. He's doing amazing, he's doing well, he's impacting like a lot of lives. There are a lot of people who are sharing their testimonies, people who are talking about him, how good he's been doing in the community and the country as a whole. Okay, so Mr. Nuno, we have this amazing artwork of yours here. I want you to tell me something about this amazing, beautiful one. I can see two heads turned upside down, one, another one on top. What do you have to say about this?
Oh, okay. So this artwork is actually more of a collage work on a canvas, and then you can see a vivid color yellow, which talks about riches. I believe strongly that in life we are all trying, in a way, struggling to make it in life. Yeah. So in the course of the struggles, some are able to make it, while some keep struggling. So that's why I have titled this work "The Ups and Downs of Life." So we have two people up here and then two people down, but the same size. This is a square feet artwork. So not that it's a rectangular or something, but it's a square. So which means that these two people here enjoying life and these two people here struggling. A time will come, if I should turn the canvas in a way, these two will also show up and then these two will go down. But before, this one was already down and this one was up. But because I turned the canvas, or because there was a change in time, this one will automatically come down, which in a way maybe probably he will also end up struggling.
Yeah.
So while he was up there, whatever he did to these two people, at the end of the day, once he's also down here, these people are also going to do same to him or her. So in a way, what that I'm trying to say is that in life, it is not all of us that will make it at the same time.
Okay.
Because we all have 24 hours a day, but it's not everybody who will make it within that 24 hours. Some will probably make it within that 24 hours. Some will make it within probably 48 hours. So those that are able to make it within that 24 hours are to find ways and means to, affect those that are struggling in a positive way by either supporting them or even sharing some kind words with them, other like just looking at them or considering them as failures in life. No, because the table can easily turn. That's why I made this work in a square feet, so that when we keep rotating, everybody will come here and then everybody will move up there. So that's what I'm trying to
such a deep message is passed across. I saw one that you were saying that it comes from it talks about Emmanuel Town. We'll go for it and talk about it, that one too. Okay, so the second one here, I can see two people standing beside each other, painted black and facing different colors. What does this talk about? What message that it passes across?
Actually, this particular artwork is titled Hidden Treasure. Now, it is titled Hidden Treasure because way back in Tamanu Town, some years back, it rained and then the whole place got flooded. And then I think where we were staying by then at Manya, it got to a point where I realized that Talina and Sufa will be, the whole place is flooded, and then this flood keep destroying other people's stuff. By then, our blog is a little bit raised high, so we were thinking that nothing has occurred. So we were rather helping people in bringing their things out, not knowing that at the back of our building, the whole room is filled with water. So it actually destroyed a whole lot. All our properties, my books and a whole lot. So at a point, I sat down and I was trying to figure out the cause of the flood, and I realized that it is as a result of the choked gutters. The gutters were not covered, and in a way too, it was filled with a lot of plastic waste, this black poly bag. So I sat down and then I asked myself that, okay, so once this plastic waste, which is not other expensive, has actually destroyed, our properties, in a way, what am I going to do to also use the same plastic waste to get the properties that we've lost back? So that's why I came about this artwork using the same poly bag. So this one, I titled it Hidden Treasure because the same plastic waste that we allow to find itself in the gutters, which at the end of the day runs into the Temu Lagoon and then into the sea, is really affecting a lot of things in Tamanu Town. And not only Tamanu Town, but as Ghana as well, because when we don't find ways and means to manage this plastic waste, it will go a long way to affect the fishermen. Some of the fishermen, when they say this waste, they think it's food, and then they end up swallowing them. And then sometimes when our fisher folks also go for fishing, instead of them coming back with fish, they end up coming back with plastic waste. So I sat down and realized that no, there's a hidden treasure in this, because I see people moving about picking this same plastic waste and making money out of it. So instead of using color black to paint these figures, I thought of using the plastic waste. And then this facial expression here, they are actually asking us a question, and the question they are asking Mother Ghana, the question that they are asking the community that I grew up in, that till when are we going to sit for this plastic waste to keep taking precious lives, to keep taking creative lives away? So when you look at their facial expression, it talks a whole lot. Well, you can see buildings being destroyed, you can see animals being killed, you can see a whole lot of the trees over there. This plastic waste end up even destroying the soil and destroying the land as well. So fast forward, I decided to use this plastic waste to produce my artwork. That's why I've titled it Hidden Treasure. There is money in that waste. If only we are going to learn how to manage the waste and wisely, we'll end up getting something out of it, instead of the waste taking precious lives.
This one is also a wonderful one, educational one, and also a one to also let the government bodies to also take action, and the community as a whole should also involve into such one. Okay, so this is also something I don't really understand. I just can see a faced lady. Is it a lady? Yeah,
Sure.
and closed eyes. I'm sure there is a mystery behind this one. So could you tell us what this message is?
Oh, okay. So this one I've titled it meditation. You
Meditation.
see, I'm looking at the concept of, closing your eyes and then looking deep within you. I believe strongly that when you close your eyes and you look deep within you, trust me, there are a lot of potentials invested in man. So I actually titled this work meditation because we have the two eyes closed, meaning that when you wake up in life, or when you wake up every morning, before you step out, you should have a kind of clear picture what you want to achieve, what you want to get in life. Because you see, when you move out there without having any purpose, without having any mindset of achieving something, you end up coming back home with empty hand. So I am trying to use this one as a means of educating the public that it is hard time. Before we step out there, we should have some kind of picture within us, because out of that picture nobody can talk you down, because you are the only one who has formed that picture within, and you are the only one who can see that picture within. So if you create that kind of picture, trust me, nobody can actually talk you down, especially when you are doing something which you know will end up achieving that kind of beautiful picture that you set within you. And I use a very wonderful woman, because women are in a way very, very positive when it comes to this kind of thinking. You see, sometimes when, even as children, when we do something bad and then our daddy want to really beat us for committing that kind of thing, women have some kind of unique way of talking to the child, for him or her to put stop to whatever is doing, because I believe that it is out of that meditation that they are able to come up with that kind of creative. I know that some people will not side with me, but for me, I've been around ladies for some time, and the way they do handle issues is different from that of men. So I am in a way trying to let people know that there are a lot of potentials hidden in us. We need to just look within and bring all those potentials out, especially to affect the lives of others and positively. So I had that clear vision of, setting up a studio to affect human life. So based on that picture, I've never allowed myself to be talked down. I've never allowed myself for people to, talk bad about the kind of works I produce, because I am the only person who have seen that kind of picture that I want to portray out there. Yeah. So that's why I titled it
Such an
meditation.
amazing story, such an amazing story. And your paintings, your works are beautiful. So finally, you are ending with this. There are people who don't understand art. Um, something that is just somebody having a brush or a pencil or anything just trying to.
Yeah.
What are you telling somebody who thinks that art is of no value or art is nothing? And how is art of value to a nation or a community or a place?
Thank you very much. I think this question, I'm happy you've asked this question, and I think this is the right opportunity for me to share the main brain behind artwork that we produce. There's a belief, or there's a story that the first people that came on Earth are known as the Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
Now, when they came on Earth, trust me, there was nothing like companies or other works. So what they were doing is they were moving from place to place, gathering of fruits. So they were gathering fruits from place to place. And then, when you keep doing something for a time, you begin to lose interest in it. So as a result of just gathering the fruits, they now diverted and they started what we call farming. So out of the farming too, they did it for some time, and then they now moved into what? Hunting. So in the course of the hunting, that's where the arts, ART, to me, came into existence. Because, there was nothing like this weapon that we are using now, like the gun and those catalysts and the rest. So anytime these people try to at least embark on this hunting to kill the life animal rather ends up what? Killing them. So they sat down and then thought of a belief system which is called the sympathetic magic. When we talk of sympathetic magic, we are referring to as a relationship between animal and its image. So now they had a belief that they are going to draw the animal. So drawing, upsetting, which is art. So they thought of drawing the animal and then taking out some of the vital senses like the eyes. So they believe that once they've taken the eyes off, the live animal itself too, I mean, there's something that has happened to the eye. So mean that the live animal cannot also see. So now they had this beautiful idea, and then the next thing for them to do is to look for a place to do the drawing.
Okay.
And that's what led them into the cave. So they went into the cave purposely to draw whatever animal they have in mind of killing. So they would draw the animal and then hide one or two weapons, this normal weapon that they were using, like the bow and the arrow, the normal weapon that they did with sticks. So they will hide these weapons in this artwork, which at the end of the result, the artwork and those kind of weapon, let me put it like a trap, will end up killing that live animal. So in a way, they've saved their life.
Yeah.
And then as a result of producing those series of artwork on the wall, they end up seeing how nice the cave has become. But you should have it in mind that initially that was not the mindset. So there was a purpose at which they produced the artwork. Then later, the aesthetic came to play. So people look out for the aesthetic purpose only. That's why somebody can tell you that, oh, but something that I'm going to use it to decorate my room. Why should I pay this huge amount of money? But you see, there's a brain behind every artwork. So it is up to whoever wants to own the artwork to seek the brain behind the artwork. Okay. Instead of just looking at the aesthetic purpose only. I had the opportunity recently. I had an exhibition at Accra City Hotel. Okay. And then there was this woman who was just going around looking at the artwork. And there's this particular artwork that this woman will come and stand by it and then will move and then come back again. So I realized that the woman needed interpretation of the artwork. So the moment I draw close, she asked me to help her understand the artwork. Why are the faces distorted? Why is the eye somewhere? Why is the nose somewhere? And those kind of stuff. So I told her that my work of art is centered on the human head. So that's why you see most of my artworks here, the human head. Now, it is the human head because, you know, when we come to African setting, when you take the body, the most important part is the human head. Because in the hierarchy of the human part, the head is the most important part. Why is it so? It is so because that is where all the vital senses are seated. When we talk of the eyes, when we talk of the nose, when we talk of the mouth, the brain, the ear, everything is centered on the brain. So fast forward, I told this woman that, you know, these vital senses are the gateway into your body. Therefore, whatever you are allowed to go through those senses, in a way, is going to affect you in a positive way or in a negative way. So owning my work or having my work on a wall should always prompt her to be very mindful of the kind of information that she allows to go through the eyes. She should be very mindful of the kind of words that she sees. Because there are some words like, I'm not good, this thing I can't do it, I can't make it. Automatically, it affects your whole body. You know. But the same mouth, if you can also use it to confess positive stuff, like, yeah, I'll make it, I'm good, I'm great, the same impact will actually have on you. So explaining that alone to her, because I just realized she has now taken the phone and asked me to start all over. Wow. That she needs to record this. Record it again. You see. So I personally believe that when people get to understand the brain behind the artwork, trust me, there will be nothing like this artwork is beautiful or not, but the impact that the artwork will have on your life.
Wonderful, wonderful. Such an insightful story, such an impactful story that we've heard from Mr. Nuno Francis, also known as Nuno Insano. Thank you for watching Shine TV Ghana. We will meet again. Bye.